Hi, this is Mia Get Real. This is Sunday morning, and I have my list from yesterday. This is part two. Um, make beds and couches. Oh, this is before Wednesday, 8 a.m. Make beds and couches, shrink the animal habitats. I'm trying to read my writing. Something. Oh, kitchen table. Excuse me. Kitchen table clean. By Tuesday evening, which is the day after tomorrow. Vacuum the whole house. Oven door, hopefully Sunday. That's today. So let's underline that. Actually, let's put a square rectangle on it. Bathroom cleaned. Goal 1/2 Saturday plus 1/2 Sunday laundry. We've only done a little bit of laundry. I have a bag of laundry in the kitchen. Make eBay boxes. Car or sell. Today is Sunday. I looked at my meeting schedule. There are a couple meetings in Lake Oswego, and I considered going to a speaker group last night. Maybe 7. I didn't go. I felt like I got home and my daughter's like, who's making dinner? And I was laying on the couch, not moving, set an alarm. I said, I gotta do my call report. And I just did my call report for work. And I was my kid ordered food, which she never does, but everybody was out. And I'm really grateful that she used a coupon because it would have cost her over $50. It was 50% off. And so basically, I am making this video, this part 2. I'm going to check my work schedule again just to double check. I really went to sleep. So I see this guy, and I'm like, he keeps me in the curb. What a jerk. I'm not going to talk to him. And then I went up one day and talked to him just to be like, what's up? Yo, blah, blah, blah. And I felt really giddy for the rest of the week. And I was like, this sucks. I can't put my joy into being friendly with people, having friends. But the thing is, I'm really social and I like community. I used to cry all the time as a kid because I had no friends. I used to cry all the time as a kid because I wanted to be part of groups and live in a community with kids in the neighborhood. And I think about my abusive parents, and one thing I notice when I end up in a slum, that I talk about being in a slum, one thing I notice is that usually I don't, but I may have a choice. And my choice is other people around versus complete isolation. It may be stupid, but that's my opinion. I know I'm really social, and I know that growing up, we weren't really allowed to have people over, and then my mom was pretty social, so she'd go out in the community, go to town hall meetings in my small town, do all these appointments on the base. Sometimes I'm like, why was she with the base commander all those times? I was like, it made me some hanky-panky. No, I'm not trying to say that I was like, there was some frequent, she was a manager of a roller rink on base. And so supposedly she had these meetings and opened up the base for non-base kids because you couldn't get on base without your sticker and your ID. But she made it so they could come Friday, Saturday nights. I wish I could food relapse today. I remember I used to take the topping off the pizza and eat the cheese and the meat. Oh my god, or get gluten-free pizza with pepperoni, mushrooms, and olives, bacon. Oh my god, it sounds so good. I'm my mouth is watering. But I get really hurt because I'm like, oh my god, I really like being around people, but I'm not around people. So I get to be where I'm feeling isolated, and this has been since, all of my life. They said when I was a baby, they took you away from your mom when you're born, and my brother would show up in the little window, the kids in the little incubator or little box, and my brother would show up at the window and do this and this, and it didn't matter about my parents, but it was only my brother, and I would be and then he'd go away, and so I feel like from day one, and I didn't care what my parents did, but from day one, I feel like, and my mom had a C-section, so who knows. My brother doesn't like me, but I always like the idea of having a sibling to adventure with and go fishing with and go, hang out, and if you're married, you have your partners, you and your partners hang out and go vacation. I always had this thing that siblings could be really nice friends, potentially. But as everybody has gotten older, their abuse and their words have gotten worse. And I think what it is just they don't give a crap. They're just being who they are. They're being who they've always been. So when you're in survival mode, say I have a wallet in my back pocket, and every time I take a shower, I put everything on the bed. And say I $20, like a $10 bill, a $5 bill, and 5 ones, or 4 ones and 4 quarters. Let's just say I have $20 every time I go out, so that I can ride the bus, eat lunch, and then restock or go to the bank. And every time you get out of the shower, today now there's $19, and you're all ready to go. So you prepared it when you first woke up, and then the next day there's $17. Next day there's $8, and you're like OCD about $20. You look under the bed, you look here, there's nothing, and in your heart, you ask your partner, whoever your roommate, "You been in my room?" "No." "You been in my wallet?" "Well, where's your wallet?" "I didn't know you even had a wallet." Blah blah blah, and they're lying to their teeth. You might even take a picture and be like, $20, lay it out, put it back in there, go in the shop. And every day there's money gone, even if it's only 50 cents. And they try to be like, "Man, you're crazy. You probably spent that. Didn't you buy ice cream yesterday? Didn't you do this? Didn't you do that?" And in your heart. But if you're like me, you're always rushing. You attract chaos in your life. You're always rushing. You're trying to get here. You're like, "Oh, skip it. I got, $2 in the car. I'll replace it. There's some change from the laundry room, from some pennies or whatever that's in my pants pocket. I'll just put those in there. It'll be close to 20. But in your heart that your thing for the past 30 years has been to do the same thing. And you got this new roommate or new partner or somebody who's lost their job, and also they're stealing from you, and you know it in your heart. And you want to believe that they're a good person, that they're telling the truth, and that maybe it did fall out. Maybe you get freaked out. You ever get freaked out? "Oh my God, the bank ripped me off." No, your roommate or your partner or whoever's in your house ripped you off. And when you take them out, or you move out and hide, or take your purse and everything into the bathroom with you, lock the door, this never happens again. And you're like, "Oh my God." You're kind of in survival mode, because if you're on the bus and you're eating your lunch and they take all your money, you're stuck. You might have the money, you might get a bus stop on the way to work, open your wallet, there's nothing in there. Now you gotta go somewhere and withdraw money. You're late for work. You know what I mean? And you're short money, your budget's all screwed up now because you had to withdraw another $20 and get change and do this and do that. You had to go to ATM, you get a $20 bill, you're gonna have to end up putting $20 in the bus, they don't give you change. Go up to the convenience store and get a bottle of water. I've kind of been there. I've been there and done that with my ex-husband, with my money disappearing and having to do that kind of crap. So I'm kind of throwing up some life examples and throwing up just as an example, because I've experienced some of these things happening, having ATM cards stolen, having this and that riffraff going on, having your favorite items broken in or given away. Just things that your heart just breaks. And you know what's going on. But you're like, why is this person doing that? And then what they try to do, these criminals, they try to make you feel like you're crazy, like you lost your mind, like this isn't a big deal, whatever. They're sitting play video games, eating popcorn, or like you're crazy. Why are you making such a big deal out of it? Look at you, you're a slob. Look at you, you don't even have any clothes. I was like, well, I had clothes, but you don't cut them up with scissors. They will make you feel crazy. And there's the terminology with the gaslighting of making you feel like you're crazy because your money's gone. And they're trying to tell you spent it, but before you met them, you've been doing this. You don't have dementia, you don't have Alzheimer's, you're not crazy. You have the receipt from the ATM. This happened to me once. The police questioned me. I had a receipt from ATM saying, I got out exactly $100 or exactly $80. I didn't steal this money. F you. That's the name I did. That's so rude. But it's they're like, oh. And this is 24 hours ago, and you still have the money. And maybe you went and bought a pack of gum, which they also searched you, and you had a gum in your pocket. Blah, 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 blah. 50 cents back in the day, 40 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents maybe at a gas station. And you basically have exact money plus the gum, which was me. I didn't throw my stuff to the curb and throw it out my window. I still had the receipt for the gum. And it adds up to exactly that price, which I have my brain and my memory, I know. When you grow up in a toxic environment, you know that what happens to get yourself from being beaten and slapped around and punished, you play along. So you try to act like, oh yeah, I am crazy, in order to prevent yourself from literally getting physically beaten or having them, like, I don't know, you're basically walking on eggshells, but it's to a point where you're literally trying to save your own life. And that's like, it's like, I don't know. I was trying to think, walking down the street, the neighbor's dog barks at you. You walk early, and you don't want to wake up the whole neighborhood. So you throw a steak. Say you don't throw a steak, sometimes you don't have money for it, and the dog jumps over the fence and bites you. So it's like you gotta think about when you're just being yourself and minding your own business, someone was attacking you. So you walked on eggshells and gave them what they want, but then you aren't able to provide that, which is not a necessity of life. You don't want to do it. You're just doing it to keep yourself safe or to walk on eggshells, and then all of a sudden you're being physically harmed. Like, I don't know, that's a weird example. I was thinking of bank robbers that like gave the dog steak and broke into the house, or house robbers, like burglars. But then unfortunately you have people poisoning the animals and they're in the backyard dead with a poison steak. It's like so annoying. Like, you just try to think you're a good person, you're not going to poison it, but you gone broke doing this. And I'm just trying to think of an example. It's like you have to go around these people and just think your way out of danger. You have to think. Let's see if there's a movie. I don't know if there's a movie. The Fugitive, with that dude from Star Wars. What is his name? Harrison Ford. He knows he didn't commit the crime. And he knows who did it. That happened to me several times. The crimes thrown against me. They basically told me I was crazy. Schools and everyone. And I investigated on my own, looking around bathroom doors, this, that. If I had a cell phone, I would have been catch them in the act. If I could have clicked a picture. It's kind of noisy, those old-fashioned click cameras. But I saw the crimes, and nobody believed me. And some of my stuff was permanently stolen. And it was it's like, I hate that. When you know you're not the bad guy, and people blame you, and you're running for your life. And then you have to you kind of have to think your way from getting shot, basically. This guy's man wrecks, and he's able to get free. But he can't just go up to the next payphone or police department and say, guess what? Now I'm a fugitive, but I didn't commit the crime. Here's the proof. Like, he had to go and piece together all of the clues that pointed to the guy with one arm and the prosthetics, and he had to get into all that in order to make himself not only innocent for the original crime, which I believe was, again, spoiler, murder of his wife, I believe, to the she was raped and murdered, and she called 911, and then her husband came in the house and checked his wife, and then he had blood all over his hands, but it was that guy that did it, not him, but he got arrested for it. And I think, why do I feel like, because she was trying to talk like, oh, my husband's here, but it wasn't him who did it. I don't know, she was just like dying. But he had to go and find all the clues and piece them together and run from the cops and jump off the dam and do all this craziness. So that's how I grew up, and the thought just came to me. I've shared this before. I don't know if I posted a video where this guy would talk about in my meetings. His lifestyle as a youngster was chaotic. His lifestyle, like, think of us. People were talking about 90s boxes, not 1990s. Mystery boxes. 1990s, I went and saw Korn in concert. I went and saw 9 Inch Nails. I wanted to see Chili Peppers so bad, I never got to go. I went to raves in the middle of Detroit, in the middle of bean fields in Canada, just like crazy, get hitchhiking because our cars were broke down, leave our car, abandon our car, people in the inner city Detroit would get in our car after parties. Girls were being sexually assaulted. It was scary. Cops were here and there knocking on your car door because you're like pulled over somewhere in Detroit. Like, what are you doing here? Sleeping, officer. And you have who knows what in your console of your car that you're just trying to be like, let me just put my elbow here as you say, I ain't causing no trouble, officer. And so there's that. I talked about the adrenals being raised, like your adrenals being stimulated by being around toxic people or being around abuse and defending yourself. Just like people that get in bar fights frequently, they don't know, mess with me. You get kind of high off bungee jumping, roller coasters. You get high off a physical, chemical reaction. And then you do stuff, like for me, I was raised in an abusive relationship, or a relationship household that had been sexually assaulted multiple times and wasn't told to value my body. And they told you anything was a command. It was a command. So when I taught my kids everything, I taught them right from wrong and how to treat other people with respect. But don't let people walk all over you. So I taught that at an early age, and to protect your life, to protect others if you can do so safely. And to follow the rules and follow the laws. And if you're at a job where they tell you just fudge the numbers or cheat or steal, then you don't work that job. No matter how well you're getting paid, don't go down with that company. Don't go down with that ship. And unfortunately, you have to, unfortunately, trust God. If you're homeless on the side of the bridge, under the bridge, and when you get off the Burnshot Bridge, kind of on the side of the bridge, but anyway, you just want to be knowing that your conscience is clear, even if, like a booger, the rail just flicks you into the gutters. And it sucks because, talking about my son going to politics, that's shady. Like, why the heck would you? Your kids are good. Why would you put them in politics? Maybe they act like they'll never make it as good people, as honest people. Like, maybe it's time for change. And I want to read this. So it's like, you grow up as toxic. You're always amped up, and then you create your own chaos and your own danger. Getting rides, having hitchhikers in your own car, even if they're not purposeful. And then you end up living with abusers again on purpose. And then you flee and you're living in shelters and having abusive case managers. And then you kind of have boring, but you're back at like abuse.